We had a 4-year-old girl show up in our hallways one day. She lived on the Kansas side across the river, and she had been watching this building out her window and told her grandmother she always wanted to visit the castle on the hill. This building has that effect on people. It is a magical spot. It doesn't look like it belongs in Missouri. You see it from the river, you see this building just sort of loom out of the trees around it.
The original clock was put in 1893, and the alumni paid for it. And it was a Seth Thomas tower clock with weights and a pendulum. Had to be wound, and it has 4 faces. All 4 sides of the tower have a clock face, and it was something that was really necessary because in those days all the separate buildings had these old wind-up clocks, and nobody ever knew really what time it was, because if they were running slow or fast, everybody was on a different schedule. How to enter the office or the room below the main bell tower here at Park University, and this is the lower portion, and one can see all of the huge timbers and joists and things that students actually cut and put in place. They would have been working on the structure of the tower probably about 1890. But these huge beams are the base of the frame structure of the main bell tower. And from the ground up to the top, the bell tower is approximately 135 feet tall. The clock is up here too, the original clock face. The forest around us was full of oak and walnut. And for many years, the school would have people come in and harvest some of the lumber after we finished using it ourselves. But these oak beams could very well have been milled by students. I haven't really seen otherwise, but regardless, they're incredible. I think it would be very difficult to try to drive a nail into this old wood right now. So now I'm going to go through here over to where the original clock is. I'm standing in the room on the main clock tower at Park University, McKay Hall, that houses the original 1893 clock, the first clock installed to run the 4 faces on the tower clock. Something most people don't realize is up here. Here's one of the hands from the last time the clock was redone, which would have been 2003 probably. And down in the archives we have the original ones from 1893, and they're bigger than this. So this is an 1893 Seth Thomas tower clock. We have no pictures of how they got it up here, and there's really very few pictures of the building under construction at all, which is amazing because it was such a huge project and a major accomplishment.
Yesterday we had a student from California, a military student who was redeploying to Fort Bragg, who stopped at Parkville at 6 o'clock at night and pulled up in front of my house, and my wife saw him in our driveway. Went out and she talked to him. He wanted to see the campus, and he said, I didn't know the building was really real. I'd seen pictures of it, but I really didn't believe this thing existed. And he came here just to see it, and that's the kind of power this building has over people. And it just goes to show you how buildings have a life all their own, and this one certainly does.